Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. You know who it is. And it's time for our weekly track roundup, where I get to my best, my worst, my meh tracks of the week. Before we get into the list over here, I want to say a couple things. Hit up our Amazon Associates link down there in the description if you want to support this segment. If you buy anything after you've clicked on that link on Amazon and you live in the US, we get kickback from it. Does not add to your overall price. Again, supports the segment. And quick, easy to use. And yeah, that's it. All right, and also a few shout outs, things that I want to mention over here. For one, there are two fantastic lists on the website right now, written by two contributors to the Needle Drop, Austin and Jeremy. They are their best of the year lists, their best albums of the year lists. They both have very different tastes from yours truly, and they make some good recommendations. So if you want to get into some 2016 list action early, then give those lists a shot. They are linked down there in the description. And also, Botanist has come out with a new split, which is actually pretty fantastic. If you're into lo-fi music, if you're into lo-fi metal, black metal, give this thing a shot. And then finally, the good people over at Spin did a feature on me, a very lengthy, in-depth, interesting feature that sort of details my rise as what they call the most relevant music critic today. That's very flattering. It's very fantastic. Give that article a read if you get a chance. It's actually really great article. I'm really pleased with it, really happy with it. Some interesting factoids in there for anybody who's been curious about how this whole needle drop thing came together. And yeah, cool. All right, let's get into the lists, or the tracks rather. Again, check out those lists. Let's give the worst tracks of the week, sort of a shakedown. One, the Feelies with Been Replaced. I was kind of upbeat on these guys reforming and coming back from the dead because their older material, their early material is so great. But this track is just so... the riff is generic. It's played with no guts whatsoever. The vocals have no energy, no delivery, no nothing. It's like they're phoning it in as much as they possibly can. It's the sound of not trying is essentially this track. And I'm hoping that the Feelies put a little bit more oomph into whatever they do in the very immediate future. Really not sure where this track is coming from or why this track exists. It just feels like it doesn't even want to exist. It just feels like it doesn't even want to be there. Moving on from there, though, the Raveonettes with Fast Food. Don't really care for this track. One of their worst tracks lyrically, in my opinion. And usually, I don't know, it's their usual shoegazy, on the back burner, very, nonchalant, not really attention-grabbing sound. That, I don't know, I just really don't have anything else to say about it other than that. It's just really uninspired, I guess, and that's kind of how I've generally felt about the Raveonettes music for a long time, personally. And this track is just not really changing the tide, unfortunately. But moving on from there, I guess I could say this is the worst track of the week, or at least the most disappointing, without a doubt. And that would be the new track from Kid Cudi, from his forthcoming record. What is it? Demon Slaying something? Kill me, please. But this track featuring Travis Scott, which I was looking forward to because I like Travis Scott. Travis Scott takes a lot from Kid Cudi. He loves Kid Cudi. So I figured there's got to be an immense amount of chemistry on this track. They've got to get together and really pull something off on this track. But it's the exact opposite. The beat is very nocturnal, spacey, little trap flavored. It's a subtle banger, not a heavy banger, a subtle banger. And Kid Cudi and Travis Scott's verses on here are so snoozy. This track is a snooze fest. I just really don't know why this track exists either. It's just it's ambient, man. It's sonic ambient, and that's really all I can say about it. There's really not too much going on. I'm hoping that the other material on this forthcoming Kid Cudi album is a little more engaging, a little more interesting, because this is just... But whatever. Moving on from there, the songs that I wasn't crazy about, kind of meh on these tracks, but I think they're definitely worth checking out if you guys are into these artists or into these genres. DJ Earworm mashup with The United States of Pop 2016. This track is a little gimmicky, but DJ Earworm does a pretty good job of pulling together some of the year's biggest pop hits into this one big mashup that's relatively catchy. You know, you have Broccoli from Dram in there. There are Drake songs in there. What else is in there? Justin Timberlake is in there. Like every major pop hit of the year is like mixed in this track at some point. And it's pretty interesting how he pulls it all together. You know, I do love mashups. Maybe this one's a little too top 40 and a little too ritzy for my taste, but it's definitely intriguing. Moving on from there, Uniform with Tabloid. This is like some noise industrial stuff. It's really abrasive. It's really heavy. It's coming out on Sacred Bones soon. I wish the production was a little cleaner. It's like way too muddy for me to get completely like enamored with, but it is a decent track. Portugal The Man with Noise Pollution. These guys are back with a new record, and this is like their funkiest, danciest song yet, like a total turn in a more poppy direction with some kind of nonsensical lyrics, or what seem nonsensical. Maybe that has something to do with the title of the song being Noise Pollution. The song is like polluting with noise in a way, because it's not trying to make a point or anything. You know, it's just this dancey, fun, upbeat track, I guess you could say, with a strong rhythm to it as well. So, you know, not a bad track from Portugal The Man. The band Emptiness is coming out with an album soon. The track Your Skin Won't Hide You, which is a frightening song title, and the music is even more frightening. Again, with Emptiness, I feel like I enjoy them conceptually more than I do musically, and I do certainly get a very scary vibe from their music, especially with how they kind of layer these dense, scary, monstrous vocals in their songs, and the very spaced out guitar leads, and just generally backing instrumentation on this track are very eerie. So Emptiness still sounding very frightening on this cut. So I don't know. I'm intrigued to what they're going to do on this record, though it sounds like they're doing very much what they did on their last album. I'm hoping with this upcoming one, maybe it sort of finally clicks with me, because they do seem like a pretty idiosyncratic band, without a doubt. Then I want to shout out Kid Koala with the Observable Universe. I haven't heard from Kid Koala in a while. And this new track of his seems like he's taking things in a more ambient direction, although it sounds like the melodies are coming straight out of, like, I don't know, like a sort of a generic post-rock song or something. I mean, compositionally, I wish it was a little bit better, but certainly, I guess the vibe of the song was very pretty and very easygoing and very serene. So definitely shout out for that. Moving on from there, we have a handful of best tracks that I want to shout out this week. One, Laura Marling with the song Soothing. Definitely one of this singer-songwriter's most upbeat tracks. Nice groove to it. And Laura's vocals on this cut have a bit of pep to them as well. You know, if you're looking for a singer-songwriter track that has a good groove to it, has a really strong energy to it, but it's still very smooth, it's still very pretty on the ears, give this thing a shot. Really nice track. Then moving on from there, Run the Jewels with Legend Has It. Fantastic banger. RTJ3 dropping first thing next year. Can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to review it. I'm not going to say too much about this track because I'm planning on reviewing the album very soon. But really impressed with the beat. Really impressed with the verses. Run the Jewels. Mwah. They're doing things better than ever on this cut, in my opinion. You know, it seems like RTJ2, but they stepped it up just a little bit. They just give it a pinch more spice. So I'm liking what they're doing there. J. Cole with the song False Prophets, also reviewing his album very soon. Not going to talk too much about this thing other than that it's clearly a diss. Some very biting bars on this cut, and it's got a nice jazz rap vibe to the instrumental. So, yeah, and I actually like J. Cole's like delivery on this cut. He's not like putting me to sleep. He's not coming off real boring. He's like saying some real biting shit in the lyrics. So give a listen and read into what he's saying. Girlfriend of the Year from the PC Music Camp with the song Heaven. This is a very glitchy, ambient, blissful piece of pop music that I like a lot. Very pretty on the ears. Young M.A. with the song Eat. Fantastic track from Young M.A. I've always kind of written this rap artist off. Never really took her all that seriously. Like her previous singles didn't seem to me to have that much lyricism or like, you know, great songwriting or anything. But this track is bars. It's bars, dude. It's bars. So I give her all the credit in the world for that. She comes through with some great one-liners, some good wordplay. It's clever. It's in your face. It's like I guess, a junkyard dog. Just that is this track, in my opinion. So give this track a shot too. I want to give a shout out to Tkay Maidza, an Australian artist who I heard about just recently. I took a trip over there. I did some live speaking engagement dates over there, and I heard about her music while I was over there. A lot of people recommending her to me, and I certainly see why with this track called Simulation. This is a great piece of like hip hop pop fusion over here, and the do, like the beat on this thing is killer, and she can sing really well too. You know, like everybody was selling her like as a rapper and saying, oh, she's a great rapper, but she could sing really well too. You know, she could sing a great hook. So she seems like, you know, a good double threat. And if she keeps dishing out tracks like this, then I think she's going to have like a hit on her hands very soon. So give this thing a shot, and a fun music video as well for this cut. Hot Dad with the song Sportsmen. The song is a cover, but it's no less entertaining from Hot Dad. Shout out to him again. You guys know Hot Dad by now. And Prom Night, which is a rapper, I guess, an artist who I have not heard of. This is like a World Star Hip Hop premiere. But I tried this track out because it's got Denzel Curry on it, as well as JK the Reaper, Nell, and 12 Len, who I have heard on other cuts. And this is like, you know, a really grimy, southern, trappy banger of a cut, you know, and obviously a bit of a posse cut with all those names on it too. A really nasty track, really like, really tough ass song. So give this thing a shot. And finally, I want to shout out Tim Darcy with the song Tall Glass of Water. Not only a really interesting and strange music video on this one, but this is like a really tense, strange singer-songwriter track. It's got a bit of a post-punk feel to it as well, I would say. I'm not totally sure whether or not like I'm in love with his vocals completely, but I just love the tension of the song. I love how odd the song feels. It feels so off-kilter. It feels so awkward, so unsure of itself, but it has like a ball of incredible energy within it that it can't help but let out. And those are the songs that I want to recommend to you guys. Again, they are all linked down there in the description box, along with the year-end lists that I mentioned, the Spin article, and that Botanist EP, and the Amazon Associates link. Remember, hit that up if you want to support this segment. Christmas is coming up. Do some Christmas shopping on there. Again, live in the US, click on it. Anything you buy, we get kickback from it. Doesn't add to the overall price. All right, hope you guys got some good recommendations out of this thing, and I hope everyone's doing well. You're the best forever.